Hello guys, this is going to be a video on the updated version of my Flamethrower build that I use occasionally. The last one was quite popular. If you have a build that you want to test out or want me to test out, I'm more than willing to do it. I'm actually experimenting with lots of builds at the moment, so you probably get a huge flood of them. But this, first of all, is going to be the update to the Flamethrower one that was pretty popular. So we'll go for the gear first of all. My gear is all Celestial. That's how I play now. I'm playing all Celestial NG. So most of my builds will be around this because my theory at the moment is that actually Celestial with the superior runes of strength is the best setup you can have for an engineer. That means that you don't have to constantly change your gear or constantly switch between armor sets and runes and whatever. This way you can actually do most things, be pretty flexible. That's what my World v World guide is about. So this is what we're running: Celestial with Might, with superior runes of strength for the Might stacking. I've also got superior sigil of accuracy with on crit strength. I'm normally running a pistol with this build rather than shield. I was still in World v World, so I run pistol for the extra burn. All Celestial again on the stats, and you can see what stats we're running out. 2.6k armor. Again, I believe that if you notice that it's actually bugged, that the Juggernaut trait doesn't seem to be proccing. It may do when we're in combat, but it seems to be a bit 50-50 at the moment. But you got about 50% hit, 50% crit chance and a little bit of extra damage. In our traits, this is where it's changed from the last build. Before, I was running a 4-6-0-4-0 build. Now I've actually found out that moving with the current setup down to energized armor makes a huge difference and gives you that little bit of extra survivability as well. So what we're running is exploit weakness for a 50%. For when the enemy drops below 50%, you can kite them a little bit easier, and you give yourself a little bit of a damage boost. The other option you can take for this is empowered adrenaline. Just means that you have to keep dodging to make sure your endurance never stays full. I find that actually I don't need to dodge too much in this build, so I don't bother, so I go with exploit weakness. Next, precise sights. Precise sights is hugely better than hair trigger. It means that you will be critting a lot. You will be building up the vulnerability stacks. There's not a huge amount of vulnerability that you will be putting on the enemy, but it means that actually the first one you put on is a 3% damage increase because of the later trait, and you will more than likely, the way the Flamethrower hits, you will have quite a few stacks of vulnerability up, so it just increases your power dramatically. Next, you've got Juggernaut. Juggernaut is the obvious one. Power increase 24 and 3/4 seconds, nearly 25 seconds of power at 3 second intervals. That means you're guaranteed 8 stacks of might, flicking up to 9 occasionally. You can see it going down at the bottom, but that's before you start critting with your pistol and building up more stacks of might. So you should be sitting on about 18-19 stacks of might. It's where our damage comes from. It's where we get it up. And then target the maimed will get another 5%. That works well with our sharpshooter, which means our crit, so we'll have another 5% damage increase. Again, with the modified ammunition, gives us a 2% damage increase. So all these damage increases are starting to stack up dramatically. Next, we go into inventions and we take energized armor. Because we're getting the extra toughness from Juggernaut, and we've got Celestial gear on, that converts a huge amount of toughness into power. Next, we've got fast acting elixirs, only because of Elixir B. Elixir B gives us extra damage, and it means that you can run Elixir H if you want to, as well for your heal. I find that if you're solo playing, Elixir H is better than healing turret, but it's a personal preference, so that brings it down to the same level. So it's your choice. You can choose which you want to run with. Also slows down Elixir B, this one, to 72 seconds and reduces the cooldown on that one, so it works well with 3 of the things we're running. And then we need to come into this tree anyway for Deadly Mixture, which increases the damage of Flamethrower and Elixir Gun, and that's where we're going to be getting all of our damage from. So that's the build. I'm hoping the guy's still alive outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the, I'm going to put my celestial food. You can put power food on if you want, it's your choice, but I tend to run celestial food as well. And then I'm going to do hardening, sharpening stones for the extra power increase. You can go for the extra crit increase if you want. It doesn't make a huge difference, but I feel that at 51% when we're buffed up is fine. Also, there we go, it seems that our armor's gone up now. Yep, there you go, the traits decided to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to try and find, oh there he is, there's the veteran risen giant. I'm just going to go do a DPS check on him. So what I like to do is I just run around with Flamethrower on to start with. We'll ignore him. I'm going to drop my crate on to pull him. Heal, heal. Just get off nice and late. And as you can see, I'm just kiting around. I'm not doing anything particularly exciting at the moment. I'm just literally pushing the damage in because it's a little bit of a easy way of doing it. You can blast him as well for a little bit of extra damage, but it's the cleave that's coming off as well. You can see that I'm doing quite a bit. Put the burn on for the extra damage because you get 10% damage increase if you're using burning. And you can see that each pulse is hitting for about, well, it can hit for up to 6,000. You can see it's hitting quite a bit at the moment. Pop a blast in there for 2,000 damage. Put the fury back up, and then how this works is you use this fumigate to put a little bit of extra conditions on it. It means your flamethrower is actually going to hit harder, and again look, we're just constantly ticking up damage, and as a DPS check it's not too bad. It shows that you can put quite a bit of pressure out. That was a veteran with a few enemies as well. Toughness is fine, it's just a little bit of a fun build to play. Nothing you're going to do is going to, you know, break. You can do some pretty fun bursts with this build as well, because of the way it's treated. You can just sit in Flamethrower, and if you pop Elixir B and switch to your pistol, surprisingly if you glue gun, static shot and then press 3, you get a nice little bit of burst damage just straight off the bat there, and things go down pretty quickly. And that's just using your pistols. You're not even using what you're supposed to be using, which is the Flamethrower. Flamethrower will do a nice bit of burst as well. I think this guy teleports to me, so I'll just do this one as well to finish off the video. And you can see 4,000, another 4,000. What you want to do with the flame blast actually is to try and get it to go through your target and then blow up. So as you can see, pops and then blown up on the other side. That's how you want to play it. You want to try and get the explosion on the back rather than on the front, but it's good fun. The only problem you have with Flamethrower at the moment is the fact that retaliation will destroy you, because as you can see it's 5 attacks per second. I wouldn't recommend using it in World v World, because that 5 attacks per second, I think you can hit up to 5 people. So that's 25 hits of retail potentially every second. You don't want that. That means on the first flame jet you will be hitting 50 hits of retail and suddenly you'll go down very quickly. But that's just the upgraded version, updated version of my guide. So I hope you all enjoy, and I'll see you next time.